repeating is that it does not matter whether you are intelligent or not, but you are willing to put your hard work, more than 3 times, you can beat everybody in the world, right? And beautifully, Shilaji has covered already that it is about small choices we make over the period of time, correct? And consistently, right? What it can give us is a radical difference, right? Now, what are those choices is the important. So today I want to cover about the choices, which I love it. Choices could be make you or break you, right? Choices could be your best friend and could be worst enemy, right? That we have to understood. But how do we make a choices? Because each choice you make over the period of time, what happens is that it build your behavior. You become like that because every choice you make, whether if my goal is to reduce, let's suppose my goal is to be fit, which means every time I see the sweets or anything, a carb, right? I need to make a choice whether I need to have it or not. If I'm having, then it is not matching with what a goal I have, right? And my choice is not matching, which means it's become a worse enemy for me. But every time I see the sweets and say, no, I'm not going to eat, what happened? It is building my mental behavior, mental stamina. And what happened? My behavior towards those choices every time looking at sweet is, no, I cannot eat because I'm in a journey of fitness, right? And what happened is that my behavior over the period of time will become my habit. So every time, initially, probably I have to spend a lot of time mentally, by speaking, by understanding, right? By myself to build those habits. But once these behavior get cultivated in myself, right, inside me, what happened? It will be over the period of time become a habit. For example, a lot of us, including me, and I've over the period of time overcome is that for small things we used to get angry, correct? Now it's again that if I'm getting every time angry for small choices, what happen is that I'm getting labeled, man, this guy is angry man, angry bird ki tarah. You're getting a point, right? Because it's always impact my behavior, and my behavior happen in such a way that everything I get irritated. Everything I do, if something is not happening based on my needs and based on my choice, what happened? It is becoming my behavior. And what happened over the period of time? That become my behavior. Rather than what I have to do is that every time I get angry, mentally what I have to say, I have to count 10, 9, ulta, not sida, or not 1 to 10. You have to count for 10 to 1, because then your mind will start looking how 10, oh 9, on 8, oh 7, and then 6, oh 5, then 4, because then you're right. What happened? Angriness goes down and you start building a new habit, right, over the period of time, right? So that is the one thing, it's big time impact. Now, what are the choices? What are the goals? What are things you can think about it? So it's all are correlated with each other. My goal could be in a 2020 a personality development. Probably I'm a kind of person who does not talk with people. So what I have to work? I have to work on becoming a talkative person. I have to work on meeting people and greeting them every time. I have to work on smiling always, right? So that slowly what happened, it will get inculcated and become my behavior. Once become behavior, the habit get forms. It could be I want to develop a daily habits. When I wake up, I want to be thankful about it, and when I wake up, I will be grateful about it. When I wake up, I want to be very smiley, right, rather than having grumpy face, correct? So again, this what we have to do is that we have to start working on those behavior, because small choices which I'm making along the way to cultivate those habits, and that habit will bring me what I want to accomplish, right? It could be after waking up, I want to fold my bed, fold my whatever I have, quilt or things like that, right? This is the behaviors, right? I've seen my grandfather, whenever he used, first of all, he used to wake up at 4 o'clock, and whenever he wake up, the first thing he used to do is that folding his quilt, holding his seat, right? And over the period of time, I have developed that, right? And if somebody don't do that, I feel very angry about it, because hey, come on, how can be messy? Your bed can be messy, right? But it's small things I'm talking about. These are the small things over the period of time. Today, at 40 years, that become my habit, correct? So it could be those things. It could be I wanted to wake up and I want to be very thankful about it. I want to speak about positive things. I want to speak about being hopeful about it, right? It could be a yesterday, whatever went ahead. So a lot of people, you hear it, that they pick up a book and read it. correct? A lot of us have, and is it a bad habit, good habit? You decide it. But I used to have a habit of, as soon as I wake up, the tea has to be there, a bed tea, correct? But over the period of time, I've developed, I've changed that. Rather than having bed tea, now I have a warm water, correct? It will help my health, right? So these are the small, it is not in a one-day job, but again, is the small choices if you make over the period of time, compound effect will work and build your habit, right? So that is important, right? Now, same thing, what is my recommendation for all of you, and which I'm also doing, is that what are those things you wanted to accomplish in year 22? We have to write it, because if you don't write it, you don't know where you're going, because many people today, right, life is driving them. They don't know where they're going. Life is just driving. But if you want to drive, if I want to drive my life, I have to work towards making where I wanted to accomplish, what I wanted to become in year 2022. It could be my financial goal. It could be my personality goal. It could be my job goal. Anything could be matter, right? It could be all of us, like right now we are reading a book. We wanted to develop a habit of reading every day 15 minutes. So small choices, think about it. Last 1 year, right? From January, we read the whole book, right? And today we are in December. So I'm sure we must have finished around 11 to 12 books today. A small choices. Most of you come here in this reading lesson every Saturday evening, 5 p.m. Those small choices which we made it, right? Last 1 year, I have read 11 books. I have upgraded myself, right? Are you following me what I'm talking about? So those small choices towards my personality, towards me becoming somebody who wanted to be highly ambitious, wanted to be successful, can bring it, because this will bring the habit, right? So that is the one thing. Second thing is that whatever choices I wanted to build, whatever behavior I wanted to inculcate in me, I have to be 100% responsibility. So a lot of people talk about, okay, if you look at in an office, you have a people of 2 people working together. Each one are equal responsibility. That is called team. It is not a 50% partnership. It should be 100% and 100% partnership. Then only the new habits get cultivated, new behavior get cultivated, right? So like somebody was talking about Lucky, correct? And Lucky, when I read it, it is again a certain small boxes covering those choices. Boxes could be a personal, preparation, because when I am not getting angry, which means mentally I'm preparing myself not to be angry, right? I'm developing, I'm doing my personal growth. Second thing could be is that my belief and my mindset is becoming day by day strong, which means what? It is changing my attitude towards that. What is the next is that I have an opportunity. I had a choice that time that whether something comes, get angry or not angry, right? So those choices, and then action towards that is a whole box of choices which is making me lucky. So like Suchitra was talking about, somebody get selected in certain the examination and things like that, but over the period of time they have made those choices, they prepare themselves, they built their mindset, they got the opportunity, they have put the action towards that, right? So all ultimately what? Every time they had a choice whether to study or not study. Every time I have a choice to answer somebody how, a positive way or negative way, right? Any situation in life, what choices I have. I'm walking in a house, what choice I have? If I see somewhere, just bulb, electricity is on, I have a choice to go beyond my boundary line, go beyond little extra and just switch off because it's a wastage of natural energy, right? So these are the choices. Now, to develop those choices, I need to build a scorecard. And that is exactly, if you look at one of the places, I think chapter number 1, he's talking about somebody who at age of early age start investing something 100 rupees, right? And every year, every month or every week, he's double that, right? Over the period of time that he could able to create a huge sum versus somebody who start late. So when I'm building a habit, when I wanted to work, when I wanted my compound effect to work on me, what I have to do is they start early. And start early means in 2022 will come from January, but start early, start now, start building those habits of reading books, start, habit like I would like to develop a habit of brushing 2 times in a teeth before going to bed. I don't do that, but I would like to do that. right? The second thing which we have to, very important, is that any habit we want to build it, the 20 days consistent, we have to work on that. 20 days, 21 days without breaking. If I break, then my 20, again, it's start from zero. So that would build a 3 weeks, which will build a habit to build the practice, and 90 days become habit. If I continuous doing for 90 days, 3 months, it's become, it get inculcated and it's become a habit for us. So Shilpa was talking about step by step, day by day, and you take an action, and that's become our habit, right? Now, again, I was talking about 20 days and 90 days, right? 20 days and then 90 days. It is, again, the habit has to be deep rooted. Like I was talking about, my grandfather used to wake up and he used to fold his quilt. That habit was deep rooted, and that I have cultivated from him. And today that habit is deep rooted. That's why I'm trying to teach Dhruv or everybody in house that habit had to, because it has to be deep rooted. The electricity is on in some of the office meeting and nobody's inside the room. I go my own way and switch off. That habit had inculcated in me, because I feel that time when I see unnecessary electricity, is on over there, I feel it's wasted the natural energy. Correct? So I am saying is that the habit which you want to build it has to be get inside. The more we do it, the longer period of time we will do it, the habit become more stronger. So one of the example is talking about, pulling some of this, just a small tree versus a small plant versus a big tree, because root has gone inside. So it's a very important for us that the habit which you want to cultivate over the period of time, it will become more stronger and stronger. So more we do it, more conscious about my choices, what happened, that becomes. So a lot of us want to reduce the weight next year. You will see all the gym will do 3 times more booking, because they know that people don't come. Initially, they will come for a few days, and over the period of time, they will leave it. Why? Because now the next things what we have to understand about a willpower. So a lot of people say, hey, you do not have willpower. That is the reason you are not able to cultivate those habits, or you're not able to accomplish your goal. But one of the things which stuck me in this book, he's talking about, it's not about a willpower, it is about a why power, right? A willpower, it will help you, but the why power is a reason behind it to keep on going and able to accomplish, right? And that's exactly he's talking about, is that many times you look at, you wanted to accomplish something, but what is the reason you could not able to do it? Let's identify that. So he talks about what is the understanding he talks about is that when you wanted to accomplish, rather than looking your willpower, find why power. Find what would be your moja, what would be your why power to accomplish. That's simple example. He talk about what Suchitra was talking about. If somebody say, hey, I'll give 1,000 rupees to walk on one small plank of 10 meters, will you do that? You probably laugh and take 1,000 rupees and just walk, right? But same plank is kept at a 10-story building from one side to another side, correct? And somebody say walk and I'll give you 10,000 rupees, still you're not willing to walk, because you know that it's scary, you might fall down. But then other side of building, if your kid is there and the fire is in the building, will you walk? The money doesn't matter. The why power has become very powerful over there, because you want to save somebody, you want to save your kid, right? So why power has become strong. And hence, for us to work on 2022 for whatever goals you wanted to accomplish, it could be your fitness goal, it could be your financial goal, it could be your, see, Sila can come and teach us, okay, you take this mutual fund, you take this investment, you become a crorepati. But if I do not have a why power, a reason behind it, or probably a habit of saving money, investing in the right way, all Sila ji Gyan will be waste, because she will tell us, okay, do it. But if I'm not willing to do, what is the use? But if my why power is very clear, that I want to create a financial, for my financial security, for my kid education, why power has become very strong over there. And then probably somehow you'll able to save money and start putting those investments. I'm just giving example. Or if your why power is very clear that, oh, next 6 months, the doctor comes and say, man, you're going to die. But only one solution, every day you have to do half an hour, exercise. Now your why power has become very clear that if you don't do next 6 month exercise for half an hour, you're going to die for sure. But if you do exercise every day, half an hour, You are going to save your life. What do you do? A why has become very clear. But the same doctor say, hey, make sure you do some exercise, man, your cholesterol level is very high. I said, chodo yaar, aaj raat mein movie dekhte hain. You're getting a point, right? So why power is important than a willpower. Willpower is important for sure, but why power is important. So two things important. One thing is that what are those positive changes I am going to do to accomplish my goal? That is the point number one. And point number two, also have to understand what are those wrong habits I have in me, which I need to know and not to do. Otherwise, what happened? I will definitely fail, right? And third is a difference between those two is that these are the positive changes I have to work towards to get it my goal. These are the things I should not do that, because then I'll go back and I'll fail it, right? And that is the why power, because that will help me to identify what are those things I have to build up, what are those habits I have to build up, what are those behavior changes within me I have to do it. Correct, right? Are you getting the point, right? And that is all about you to identify your why power. So what is the homework for all of us for next week? The homework is that all of us has to spend some time, definitely read the book. If you're not started a book, go and read chapter number 3 called Habit. And if you spend some time, read chapter number 2, Choices, and come up with a list of things which you would like to accomplish in 2022. And let's work on what are those things I would like to accomplish? What would be my why power? Because that will really help us to accomplish what we want to accomplish. Else, 22 will again come. We read this book, we'll say, Readingnation is great. Readingnation helped me to read the book. And every week, every month, these guys will finish one book. I'm not able to read it because my why power is not clear. Getting point? So I hope I could able to give some ideas, some nuggets, some mind thought process. I hope you understood. And